How does a wastewater treatment plant process that dirty, smelly water full of all kinds of impurities? Next, I'll use 3D visuals to show you the complete workflow of wastewater treatment. First is wastewater collection. Urban wastewater is collected and transported to the wastewater treatment plant through a sewage pipe network system. To ensure the smooth conveyance of the turbid wastewater, the network usually uses equipment such as screw pumps to pump the sewage to the treatment plant. Once the wastewater enters the treatment plant, it first passes through a screen. The screen is made up of parallel metal or plastic bars, which can effectively intercept larger solid debris such as branches, plastic bags, stones, and so on. The intercepted solids are then scraped into a dedicated channel by a scraper to prevent clogging of the subsequent treatment equipment. Next, the wastewater enters the grit chamber, where larger inorganic particles such as sand and coal cinders are removed by the principle of gravity settling. At the same time, the rotating impeller in the tank creates an axial vortex to reduce the flow velocity of the wastewater, allowing the heavier inorganic particles to settle to the bottom of the tank. Finally, the settled grit is discharged through grit removal equipment, and the wastewater exiting the grit chamber then enters the scum removal tank for further removal of debris. The baffles in the tank slow down the water flow to help suspended solids settle. When suspended solid debris settles to the bottom under gravity, it forms sludge, while the separated grease at the top is removed by an oil skimmer. Additionally, the supernatant at the top is discharged through an arched channel. After this preliminary treatment, the water will enter the biological treatment unit. Note that this step is a crucial part of the wastewater treatment process. First, workers inject a mixture of activated sludge containing a large number of microorganisms into the wastewater to degrade impurities, and turn on the aeration equipment to supply oxygen to the microorganisms. This allows the organic matter to fully come into contact and blend with the microorganisms. During this process, the microorganisms continuously break down and absorb organic matter to remove impurities. The treated wastewater then enters the secondary sedimentation tank for settling. At this stage, the activated sludge in the wastewater is completely separated from the water. Part of the separated sludge is recirculated back to the biological treatment unit to maintain the concentration of microorganisms, while the remaining sludge is all discharged after dewatering. Next, the supernatant from the secondary sedimentation tank enters the final advanced treatment stage, where disinfection methods like ultraviolet light, chlorination, and ozonation remove pathogenic microorganisms, organic matter, and odors from the wastewater. Once the discharge standards are met, this portion of water is released into natural water bodies through diffusion nozzles, where it fully mixes with river water to minimize the impact on the residential environment. After watching, do you understand now?
15,176,130,800 WeChat same. Manager Wei, welcome to contact us.